Yeah, that's a clickbait title, but I wanted to talk about underrated movies that I love. So, first things first, what is my criteria for underrated? I guess you could like think of it in a way like people should rate this higher, but who honestly cares? My official criteria is the movie has to have under 50,000 IMDb ratings. That may seem like a lot, but you'd be surprised how many movies have over 100,000. The Artifice Girl. This is a movie about police interviewing a man who may have invented artificial intelligence. I say that's what it's about, but that's really only the first third of the movie. This movie only has like 4 or 5 locations in it, but it manages to keep things interesting the whole time through really engaging dialogue and clever filmmaking. I would say check this one out if you're into very dialogue heavy movies or very philosophical movies.
The reason you can't find Sherry, the reason why she doesn't have a last name or a social security number, is because she's not a real human being.
Behind the Mask. This is a movie that takes place in a world where every movie serial killer is real. A documentary crew is filming an up-and-coming serial killer who's planning what is essentially a horror movie. This is a horror satire that actually came out before that was kind of overplayed, and you can tell because it feels fresh. And not to bury the lead here, it's really funny. The ending kind of goes too far into the horror for me, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this is a really fun time.
There's that whole thing of making it look like you're walking. Everybody else is running their asses off.
Cheap Thrills. This is a movie about a guy who is down on his luck, like really down on his luck. Like it's kind of unrealistic how much bad shit happens to this guy in one day. It's a bit contrived, but I didn't really mind it too much. He runs into an old friend and they both run into a strange couple who offer them challenges, and they're offering ridiculously high cash prizes for whoever decides to do them. The social commentary in this movie is pretty obvious, but the main reason the movie's on the list is because it's fun. I think the title for this movie is very accurate because it itself is kind of a cheap thrill.
Whichever you fellas does the shot first gets $50. Boom.
Wait, what?
Oh! Blackberry. This chronicles the rise and fall of the Blackberry phone. I feel like people overlook this movie because it was a part of the whole corporate biopic trend, like the Air Jordan movie or the Hot Cheetos movie, the Oscar-nominated Hot Cheetos movie. But this is easily the best of all of them. And it's weird that this one is underrated because honestly, out of all the movies on this list, this is the one that is probably the most accessible to a wide audience. Matt Johnson's other movies, The Dirties and Operation Avalanche, also qualify for this list, and I was going to put them on, but I don't want to spam the list with one director. Just consider them honorable mentions. Only while editing this did I realize that I didn't actually say what I like about the movie. It's a really engaging plot with very thoughtfully portrayed characters. The comedy works, the drama works, like, it's just a fucking good movie.
There is a free wireless internet signal all across North America, and nobody has figured out how to use it. It's like the Force. Sorry, have you seen Star Wars?
No.
I was going to include Nothing. If you don't know, I made a whole 50-minute video about why I love that movie, but I do realize that most people are not going to love it like I do. It's a fucking weird movie and it is not for everyone. But I did put a Vincenzo Natali movie on the list. It is Cypher. This is a movie about a corporate spy who begins to realize that he's in way over his head. I know that sounds generic, and the setup kind of is, but it goes in a really interesting place. Fair warning though, this movie's low budget. Most of the movies on this list are, but this one probably does the worst job at hiding it out of any of them. Like, you can tell. So if you don't think you can get past that, don't check this one out.
You will have to deceive other people about what you do for a living, even your own wife. You don't mind lying to your wife?
Interlude, to break up the monotony. Throw in some graphics and shit. I didn't actually plan what I was going to do for this interlude, so I guess the interlude is over now. Deathtrap. So this is a movie about a playwright who's struggling with writer's block, right? When one day he receives in the mail a script written by a student of his, and he reads it and discovers that it is much better than anything he's written in years. When he gets an idea. Invite the student over, kill him, and take credit for the script. It's a very twisty, like, mystery movie, and by the end of it, it kind of twists a little too much for its own good, but it is such a fun time.
Are you trying to say that you don't think that you can trust me?
Time Lapse. This is a movie about a group of friends who discover a camera that can take pictures 24 hours into the future. And the whole movie is sort of them experimenting with it, dealing with unforeseen consequences, and just trying to maintain their friendship. This is a tough movie to talk about because what makes it special is a spoiler, but I'm not exaggerating when I say I didn't see it coming.
The camera spits out a photo of us in the future. Then we go about our day making a series of decisions that lead up until that moment.
Think about how much money we could make.
Come on, run! Yes!
One Cut of the Dead. I'm surprised this one doesn't have over 100,000 ratings. I feel like most people into film have at least heard of this movie, but the criteria is the criteria, so it counts. Another one that's hard to talk about because what makes it great is a spoiler, but I'm just gonna give you the base plot. During the production of a low-budget zombie movie, actual zombies invade and terrorize the film crew. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, I don't blame you, but you should probably watch the movie. And if you're going to watch this one, watch it all the way through. All the way through. If you put this movie on for 5 minutes and then turned it off because you hated it, you didn't see the movie. I know that's true for like most movies, but this one especially. It is one of the most joyful movies I've ever seen. Just about the joy of making movies. That is all I'm gonna say about it, because I feel like if I say any more, I'm gonna give it away.
I got the...
The Clovehitch Killer. This is a thriller about a teenage boy figuring out that his dad might be a serial killer. The real selling point of this movie is the directing. It's so precise. This movie feels like it is exactly what the director wanted. It is very good at ratcheting up tension, which I love. If you have watched the other movies on this list, you know I love that. And the ending really ties everything together.
10 official victims. No fingerprints, no blood. Just the Clovehitch tied to every victim's house.
I've been meaning to talk to you.
I think there's more than 10 victims.
You can't control what pops into your head, right?
So this list has been a lot of like thrillers or horrors or comedies or multiple combinations of them. But I wanted to include one drama in the... But I wanted to include at least one like serious movie in the list. Serious in quotes because it is also a comedy and it's also a coming of age movie. But... you know, whatever. But it's also a drama. It's I Like Movies. This is a movie about a young, socially inept cinephile growing up and learning that he's a piece of shit. Enters into an awkward relationship with his manager at the video store he works at. It's basically everything you want in a movie. It's funny, it's sad, it's cringe, it's everything. Fair warning though, the movie is fucking depressing, but I love that they include comedy with the depressing elements because it, one, provides contrast. You know, the lows are so low because you remember the highs of earlier in the film. And two, it opens you up to be vulnerable. So it allows the emotional moments to work directly in your feelings. It's a great movie. It's my favorite movie of last year. Shut up, I saw it for the first time last year. It only got a wide release last year. It's technically a 2022 movie, but fuck it, who really cares? I like this movie. Sorry.
You there! Why, me, sir? What night is it? It's Rejects Night! Ooh, wah!
Lawrence, this assignment was to do a video essay on bias in the media.
I'm sorry. I just think that you should make films about things that matter to you.
So that was my 10 underrated movies in 10 minutes. Oh shit, I'm running out of time.